You know what? I'm actually feeling so good that the closest thing I even have remotely to a low is that I have nothing representing a tiger in front of my camera at this very moment. Get it? Lion, maybe a tiger, bear, oh my. I don't have anything like that though. Maybe I should get a stuffed tiger. Sure, you probably might be in somewhere or something. I don't know. Maybe in like a carnival or something. But my high is I had a wonderful day. I will talk about yesterday, including the new episode of Amphibia, which I will definitely give my thoughts over. And my act of kindness is last night I helped my father make sure that my nephews were asleep okay. See, my brother and his wife went to go see the Batman. And, you know, they can't leave their kids alone. And it's their bedtime, so just gotta make sure they stay asleep. And full disclosure, especially with my twin nephews, they're not gonna go to sleep right away. But, you know, just leaving me, they'll tire themselves out and then they'll go right to sleep, as what they're supposed to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, if like, you know, we hear like legit scary and crying, my father and I are gonna run up those stairs and do what we can to help, but you know, they're fine the way they are. They're my nephews, I love them very much. So, good morning and happy Sunday, everyone. So let's get into talking about Amphibia episode 51, Commander Ann and Sprivy. These are easier names to remember. So, Commander Ann is, we pick up immediately where Escape to Amphibia leaves off. Ann and the planners return to Amphibia, and it is in complete and utter desecration. It's almost like a wasteland at this point. And so, right out of the gate, they run into these giant centipedes that are under like some sort of collar and mind control, obviously due to King Andreas' doing. And it turns out, you know, they're in trouble, but then there's actually a resistance led by Sasha. Of course, you know, Sasha decides, okay, Ann, you're in charge now. And basically all throughout this episode, they're trying to complete like some sort of mission that Ann is supposed to lead, but she doesn't know how to do any of that at all. You know, the reason why Sasha was doing such a good job, you know, leading the resistance is because, you know, like it or not, she was bossy. You know, she was, I mean, to the point, you know, was controlling, domineering. And I keep saying Marcy, it's Sasha. Gosh darn it. It's Sasha. Sasha is the leader. Son of a gun. There's been so much hype about Marcy that you know. Anyway, so Sasha's the leader of the resistance. She gives command to Ann. Then Ann has to leave the mission. And then Ann really can't do anything. You need somebody who's, you know, a take charge person like Sasha to, you know, take over and help lead everyone. And Sasha knows that the last time she was, you know, bossing anyone around or anything like that, you know, it almost cost them their friendship. And she's right. In the time that Ann has been back in the human world, Sasha really had to take the time to relearn a lot of stuff about herself. How to take charge, but also be very responsible. You know, get stuff done, but also be willing to compromise. And Sasha really has been, you know, trying to work on that. So at the end of the episode, they complete their mission. And Ann's like, okay, all in favor of Sasha being the leader, say aye. Aye. And then Sasha's like, no, I'll do it, but I want you to know, Ann, this is a partnership. And, you know, they hug it out, which, honestly, we needed that. We really needed that. Because it really does show how far both Ann and Sasha have come throughout this series. I mean, Ann learns stuff about herself, you know, every day, and so does Sasha. And that's why, like, it's character development. That's actually one thing I got praised by Amphibia. There's really good character development in the show, even now, as like we're nearing the series end. So then we get Sprivy, which, since the planners are back, Sprig is reunited with Ivy. Sprig, Ivy, Sprivy. And they become a cute power couple. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I like that mushy stuff. Hey, listen, a grown man can like that mushy stuff, okay? You got a problem with that? Good. Anyway, so there's one mission that they're sent on, and it's a group of 4 that have to go, with Sprivy being 2 of the people. But the mission involves them being separated, and they don't want that, and they're trying to redo the mission or restructure the mission so that they're together. But it turns out, there is a legitimate reason why, Sprig and Ivy had to be separated for this. Because the mission is they have to take down a generator for a force field that surrounds a cannon that'll hurt anyone trying to pass through, this one particular area. And the point is, Sprig and Ivy are 2 of the best commandos. Meanwhile, you have, I forget the other 2 characters' names, I'm sorry. But you have the other 2 who are, again, the better specialists. One can take out the force field generator, the other one can take out the cannon. So it works. And in the end, Sprig and Ivy are like, okay, listen, I love that we're back together again, but, we gotta focus a lot more on what's at stake than us being together. I mean, that's good. They can still be together. And when everything's over, it'll just make everything much better when you celebrate when it's over. So, there we go. All in all, this was actually very nice. Honestly, it was a way to bring everyone back into the world of Amphibia. And it gave a lot, but not so much that it felt like an overwhelming amount, you were brought, I felt as if, everything was brought to speed just fine. You could follow right away what was going on. And I didn't even get into the fact that Wako got ripped. I'm like, dude, nice. What can I say? Everyone got ripped in the future. I also gotta say, I like Sasha's design. Like, she actually let her hair down and goes like a little longer. I like that design. It's nice. Actually, Commander Ann ends with how about asking, Ann, did you lose a shoe again? Oh, come on! Because again, part of Ann's original character design is, she doesn't have a shoe. She's missing a shoe. Wonder how that happens. Don't know how that happens, but okay. So yeah, this was a very good episode of Amphibia. I want to say there's probably going to be... Actually, I once did look up the episode. I think I thought like 56, but I think there's going to be more than that. I did read the titles of what these episodes are, but I'm right now drawing a complete blank. So yeah, for the most part, I'll be going into each and every episode blind. So don't worry about that. But I really like where the series is headed. I really do. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. From now until the end. There's a few things we gotta take care of. I'm sure we're probably gonna be getting, an episode that probably focuses on, the perspectives from the people inside Newtopia, or where the castle is, where King Andreas is. That's gonna happen. And let's be honest, the 3 girls reuniting is going to be about as emotional as, one could ever hope for a Disney show. Although, to be perfectly honest, when I saw the title of Sprivy, because I knew, the fact that it would involve Sprig and Ivy, I'm like, Disney's not going to kill a character off, are they? I'm like, no, they're not going to do that. I mean, although I will say, and this is why Marcy's been on everyone's minds, that fake out death was amazing. But, like, seriously, the more I think about it, Marcy's just been put through the ringer in this series. And she didn't even show up till like almost halfway through season 2. So that just goes to show you how much of an impact good writing can do. So anyway, after that episode was over, I had some breakfast. And I actually met my mom at J.C. Penney's because I mentioned yesterday that we were going to go clothes shopping. And for the most part, I found a good outfit. Something very nice. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I can't quite say what it is, but it does involve wearing something particularly nice. Like, really nice. And I'm literally counting down the days until this day arrives, which actually should be less than a month from now. I'll bring you up to speed when, it happens, but let's just say when that time comes, don't worry. I'm not going to be acting like the character in said movie that what I'm about to be is based on. Don't worry. I won't do that. I can act, but not that well. So, anything else happen? Well, yeah, I watched my nephews last night. My dad and I, we went to Sorges for dinner. It was great, My dad got the pasta buffet. I got my... Son of a gun, I always keep forgetting that... Because I really want to take photos of them and post them on social media and stuff. I keep forgetting to do that. I've been trying to work on, trying to remember to do that, but I just can't, I stink at that. I should really, consider doing better with that as time goes on. And yes, I'll have to do that soon, because the number of times I can do that before, the number of times I can take any photos of anything from Sorges is kind of running to an end. Oh, right. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Nick, first of all. And more importantly, I always sort of make it an objective for myself to remember that, for every period of time that we're during the year, another one is soon to come around. In this case, it's the fact that, with just over 2 months from now, I'll be up at Cuca Lake. In fact, probably 2 months to the date will be when you see me up at Cuca Lake doing one of these videos. So that's going to be exciting. And when that happens, because, my family and I have sort of been in a routine, a good routine, We go to church on Saturday, go out to dinner, go back home to where we are. And the way it works is now I meet my folks over at their place. We all go to church together as a family, because remember, family time is important. We go to church, we go out to dinner, like 99.9% of the time it's Sorges, by the way. That's why I brought up the fact of taking photos of food from Sorges. And I go to my folks' place, and I stay there until I feel like I want to go home, back to my lovely, humble abode. And then, I go to bed. That's pretty much the long and short of everything I do. But during the summer, starting from Memorial Day onwards, the routine is pretty much the same thing. Only instead of being in this area, we'll be up at Cuca Lake. Instead of going to Sorges, there's a bunch of places we go to up at Cuca Lake. And instead of going home back to my apartment after being with my folks, we're all at the same place. Our cottage and whatever. I mean, sometimes I'll probably go to the Slits, on Saturday night to, listen to some good music and have a good time. That's fun. Speaking of which, I can't wait for the Slits to open. Man. I want spring to, technically spring is here. And now that I think of it, we're not even a week into spring. Actually, today it has been 1 week since we began spring. And the weather's been pretty solid. Cold, but pretty solid. And it's not like it's been incredibly consistent either. Like, there have been some pretty warm afternoons, but on days it was cold, it was usually because it either was raining or it had just finished raining. So it's kind of up in the air as to where things go from here at this point. I mean, by the time we get to like early to mid-April, the weather's going to be a little more consistent, especially when we get to Easter. And then, boom, we're in May. Just take things one day at a time. It'll be fine. I guess the only other thing I can really talk about is, from what I hear, One Piece chapter 1044 is supposed to be the biggest chapter that the series has ever made. And it comes out later today. I can't wait to do the reaction tomorrow. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button. Follow me, subscribe on YouTube. I'm very humble. This video for all of you guys watching Joe for today. We'll be a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Remember, you're going to talk to you as we here. Lenny's already back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.